That UCLA set the tone early, obviously putting 26 points up in the first quarter. That's a lot of points. And, we were literally playing catch up, I felt like all night or all day after that. You're going to play somebody that's going to make 16 threes. 16 out of 30, I think I said it at halftime, 16 out of 30 with no one in the gym guarding them is pretty good. So that's tough. Tough for us to see that, but obviously you hope that your defense can affect that percentage a little bit, and we just weren't able to do it.
All right, now we'll take questions from the players. Maria?
Use the mic. I'll just, you want me to just yell?
That's okay, go ahead, Maria.
Okay. Rickea, I know that this is not the outcome. Rickea, I know this is not the outcome you wanted in this second game. Just what got away from you in that first half?
I felt like Coach Kellie said, we were chasing all night. They made a lot of shots in the first half, and we were just playing catch up. And when you're playing catch up against those good teams like this, we have to, be disciplined and not get out rebounded and take care of the ball. But I felt like we just was playing catch up the whole time.
Jordan, from your point of view, what happened there to cause y'all to just have to play from behind pretty much after the 4-0 start, I think?
Like you said, they was hitting shots. Our defense wasn't really affecting them how we wanted it to. And then they would get second and third chances, and we can't allow that to happen. Like, we'll get a stop, and then they'll get a rebound and deflate our whole possession. So that wasn't good. But we know what we need to work on, and we keep saying it, but we just gotta do it now. Tired of losing.
As far as the rebounding, Jordan, how do y'all fix that? What do you think the issue is there?
We just gotta do it. We gotta remember to be disciplined and to box out every time.
Rickea, you played, I think, a lot of minutes. Played really hard. Did you feel like the team just sort of got hit and just couldn't come back? It didn't seem like you ever let up, no matter what.
Yeah, I feel like we got hit, but I feel like we were trying to come back. I just feel like we showed a little bit of toughness, but playing against a team like this, it's not enough. So I feel like we need to come out with the same intensity that they had, because we were that team yesterday. So we just have to do better.
For Coach Harper, you keep talking about toughness. Did you just need to see more of that this game?
Well, yes, I think a lot of this is on us, but we've got to give UCLA some credit here. They played really well. I think coming into this game, their shooting percentage was nowhere near what they shot behind the three-point line today. Okay, and so they did what they needed to do. They stepped up and made shots. They found the open man. They made really good plays. So I don't want to put it all on us. We got to give them some credit along the way because they played really well. What we also want to play really well, and we were the team yesterday making shots, and when things go a little bit, it's a little bit easier when you're making shots. We got to the free throw line a lot today. We didn't make enough of them, but we got there. The board play is a little bit, like Jordan said, discipline. It's a little bit energy and a lot of it effort. And I think you got to get all three of those intangibles in line to be able to be better on the boards, because it's on both ends of the court. We got to get more offensive boards too, especially if you're coming up empty on your possessions.
In terms of Rickea and Jordan, I think the two of them pretty much gave you everything they had during their time. Just where do you need to go next, you think, into this next game? Sort of get in the slipstream of their effort.
Yeah, I think we hit on. I think yesterday we showed who we need to be, and it wasn't the win, and it wasn't the disparity of the points. It was how we played, and that's how this team needs to continue to play, even when shots aren't going in. We've got to be able to be that team when it's hard. And I think everybody can be better. Everybody can find ways to be better. We'll clean up some things. We'll polish up some things. Obviously, here as of late, we've been heavy with our defense, trying to find some things defensively. I think we've got to really lock in there, find what really works for this team, and keep going to that.
Did you like what Marta brought to you off the bench?
I thought Marta, both yesterday and today, brought great energy, great hustle. She's going to be aggressive. She's going to make something happen. So, she's going to communicate when she's out there. So she's bringing really good energy.
And then to open the third quarter, I think they got 2 quick threes. Was that a breakdown on your end?
Absolutely. You come out, you look in the third quarter, and you've got to be better defensive. We talked about some things, and we had complete breakdowns there. And it was a loss of focus on those possessions where we went to the wrong man. We have a miscommunication, and then give up an open three.
And then last thing, I know you're still a work in progress, trying to find combinations. Are you trying to find ones that give you something on both ends? It seemed like you were sort of looking for the right combination today where they could play defense and offense.
Yeah, I'll say this, in the second half especially, I felt like we were really chasing ourselves. We were trying to throw some different things and out there. I think we're not gonna. I think right now we got to have a sense of urgency about who we are and where we need to be. But the team's got to settle in, to stay positive. They can't panic. I mean, that's not what you need to do. It is early, and but a sense of urgency has to be there. And I think that's important. They want to win. They want to be better, and we'll get there. We'll get there. And it may take some bumps in the road still, but this team, I'm telling you, that felt like a tournament game. That's how it felt, and that's why we're playing this schedule. So when we are playing those games later in the year, we've seen them, we've been there, and hopefully we're seasoned, prepared, and ready to go.
Go next to Carolyn, followed by some Zoom questions.
Kellie, you kind of touched on it in talking about this had a tournament feel. I mean, you've already played Ohio State, Indiana, UCLA is ranked or ranked. So how does your team continue to grow and build confidence, understanding you've put together a tough schedule for a reason?
Yeah, we've talked about it, and it's easier said than done. I think, human nature, you get down, you want to win, you start doubting, but they can't do that. We got to trust the experience that we have on this team. We got to have folks step up and say, hey, this is what's next. It's not about pointing fingers, and it's not about talking about what in the past. It's now what? How can we be better? How do we move forward from here? That's got to be the conversation. And, sometimes you just got to, all right, it is what it is, and move on, unfortunately.
If I could ask one more question, in talking about that, who is your voice, other than you, that's in the uniform, that's the leader on the floor for your team?
I think I know, but I'm not 100% sure. And that's where we've got to have the right people step up with the right message. I think both of these two young ladies sitting here understand where we need to be and where we need to go, and I think they both have a voice. I think they are very well respected on this team, and they're what they say carries a lot of weight.
All right, we'll go to Zoom.
This question is for Rickea and Jordan. UCLA was able to hold you guys to 11 points in the third quarter. What were you seeing offensively that led to that struggle coming out of halftime?
Honestly, we was getting good looks for the most part. When we go to the basket, they wasn't really able to stay in front of us, but we just wasn't finishing. I feel like we was going in looking for a foul and not really going in looking to finish, and then end up hurting us.
Yeah, to piggyback off Jordy, we were definitely getting to the rim, and they were there, but we, like you said, was expecting a foul, but those are the plays that we have to finish, and I feel like those were the reasons why we felt deflated, because we'll get a steal and we'll come down and miss a layup or something like that. So it could really kill our energy, and yeah.
All right.
And then for Kellie, Jasmine Powell only played 20 minutes today. Was wondering, what led into that decision, especially when the team, only had 7 assists today. So kind of what were you seeing on your end from her and the offense?
Yeah, I thought she looked a little bit lower energy today. I don't know, she was a little bit tired. She had a lot on her plate guarding Osborne. And I thought Jordan Walker was able to come in and give us some tough minutes. She got in there and got some boards, made some plays defensively. And look, I've got a lot of confidence in Jasmine Powell. And she can play, she can find the open man, she can put the ball on the floor, and she can guard. But I thought she just looked a little bit lower energy today, maybe a little bit tired, and was trying to find people in that moment, especially when you're chasing yourself, right? You're trying to find the energy, and that's where we were going to be able to get stops, and that's what we were trying to go with.
Right, thank you.
And then Kelly, it looked like it was just kind of a struggle to establish a post presence. Didn't get a lot of offensive production from your post players. Where do you need to adjust there? I know it was a really physical game, some calls left on the court, but I guess what needs to change to, be more dominant with post players and get more production from them?
Yeah, I think the first thing, our players have to want the ball. I think our post players got to want the ball there, and they have to work. And secondly, we've got to look for them. So it's a combination. I think schematically we may look to do some different things to try to help that. But it's a combination. I think when when you're watching some of these players out here in this tournament and you see them posting up, you're very confident that they want the basketball. We have to have the same effort from our post players, and then we've got to be able to look for them. And I think if you demand the ball there, you'll get it. But we'll help them out schematically with some things.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.